Did you know that stress is now considered the health epidemic of the 21st century? Shocking, right? According to the World Health Organization, stress affects about 70% of adults worldwide, leading to serious health problems like heart disease, depression, and obesity. And here's another startling fact: 75% of all doctor visits are related to stress, yet many people don't even realize it. You might think stress is just part of life, something everyone deals with. But the truth is, chronic stress can sneak into our daily routines without us even noticing. It can turn our lives upside down, affecting our mood, relationships, and even our physical health. In this video, we'll dive deep into how stress is quietly destroying your well-being and what you can do to fight back. We'll explore unique strategies to manage stress that you probably haven't heard before. From tiny daily habits to surprising ways to build resilience, you'll learn practical tips to help you reclaim your health. So, are you ready to uncover the hidden dangers of stress and discover how to take control of your life? Let's get started. Chapter 1: The Silent Saboteur: How Stress Sneaks into Your Life. Stress doesn't always show up with a loud bang. More often, it slips into our lives quietly, almost unnoticed. You might think of stress as the result of major life events, job loss, a breakup, or health scares. But it's the everyday things that often go unnoticed that pile up, turning into chronic stress. Think about the constant ping of notifications, endless to-do lists, or even the pressure of keeping up with everyone's perfect life on social media. According to the American Psychological Association, APA, 79% of adults in the US report feeling stress in their day-to-day life, and much of it is linked to small, daily annoyances. What's worse is that our bodies don't differentiate between being late for a meeting and dealing with a life-threatening emergency. The same stress response is triggered, releasing cortisol and adrenaline into your system. One interesting fact: even positive experiences like planning a wedding or buying a home can spike stress levels. In fact, research from the Holmes-Rahe stress scale shows that these joyful life events often rank high on the stress scale. Recognizing how stress sneaks into our lives is the first step toward managing it. Simple strategies like taking mindful breaks, silencing unnecessary notifications, and practicing gratitude can help cut down on daily stress. For example, setting aside just 5 minutes to take deep breaths or stretch can make a huge difference. These tiny acts help stop stress from quietly building up and sabotaging your well-being. Chapter 2: Stress, the Ultimate Body Hijacker. Let's dive into what stress does to your body. Chronic stress isn't just about feeling frazzled. It takes a real toll on your health. When stress hits, your body releases hormones like cortisol, which can be helpful in short bursts. But when cortisol is constantly flowing through your bloodstream, it can become toxic. Did you know that chronic stress can actually shrink the size of your brain? In a study published by Harvard Health, researchers found that high levels of stress hormones over time lead to reduced brain volume, particularly in areas related to memory and emotional regulation. And that's just the beginning. Chronic stress has been linked to conditions like heart disease, obesity, and even autoimmune diseases. In fact, 75% to 90% of all doctor visits are related to stress, according to the American Institute of Stress. It's a body hijacker, affecting everything from your digestion to your immune system. Ever notice how you catch a cold right after a particularly stressful week? That's no coincidence. Stress weakens your immune defenses, leaving you vulnerable. So how can you fight back? One surprising strategy is progressive muscle relaxation. It involves tensing each muscle group and then relaxing them, helping you to release physical tension and calm your nervous system. You can also try box breathing, a Navy SEAL technique, which involves inhaling for 4 counts, holding for 4, exhaling for 4, and holding again. It's simple but incredibly effective at lowering your cortisol levels. Chapter 3: Mind-Body Meltdown: Hidden Emotional Toll. While most people think of stress in physical terms, tension, headaches, or tight shoulders, its emotional toll is just as damaging. Constant stress floods your brain with chemicals that can lead to anxiety, irritability, and even depression. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, chronic stress rewires the brain, increasing the risk of mental health disorders. One of the least talked about impacts of stress is how it erodes your emotional resilience. Over time, stress makes it harder to cope with everyday problems. Even small annoyances, like spilling coffee or getting stuck in traffic, can feel overwhelming. In her book The Upside of Stress, psychologist Kelly McGonigal explains that our mindset about stress plays a big role in how it affects us. People who see stress as harmful tend to suffer more, while those who view it as a challenge they can overcome often fare better. This shows the power of reframing your thinking. To manage the emotional side of stress, start practicing mindfulness. Studies from Johns Hopkins University suggest that just 8 weeks of mindfulness meditation can reduce anxiety and stress significantly. Another helpful technique is journaling. Writing down your feelings, whether good or bad, helps you process emotions instead of bottling them up. Even 5 minutes of daily journaling can help clear mental clutter and reduce stress. If you're finding this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more tips on managing stress and living a healthier life. Chapter 4, The Toxic Hustle Myth. Why grinding won't save you. We live in a culture that glorifies the hustle. You hear it all the time, sleep when you're dead. But this constant push to work harder, faster, and longer is a recipe for burnout. The idea that grinding endlessly will lead to success is not only wrong, it's toxic. Arianna Huffington, in her book The Sleep Revolution, calls it a collective delusion that busyness equals success. In reality, too much hustle is hurting your health. A 2021 Gallup study found that 76% of workers experience burnout at some point, with stress being a key factor. And burnout doesn't just affect your mood, it impacts your heart, your immune system, and your ability to think clearly. People who work over 55 hours a week are at a 33% higher risk of stroke, according to a study from the World Health Organization, WHO. So, how do you break free from the hustle myth? One powerful strategy is setting firm boundaries with your time. If you're always on, you never give your brain a chance to recover. Try time blocking your day, where you dedicate certain hours for deep work and others for rest or hobbies. Protect those boundaries fiercely. Another tip, schedule white space into your calendar, time where you do nothing. It might feel counterproductive, but research shows it leads to better focus and creativity. Don't forget about sleep. The CDC reports that more than a third of adults don't get enough sleep, which worsens stress. Prioritize rest as part of your productivity plan, it's what recharges you to show up at your best. As Huffington puts it, you can't achieve much when you're running on empty. Chapter 5, Stress-Proof Your Day, Micro Habits that heal. Managing stress doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes the simplest habits can make the biggest difference. Instead of focusing on big, life-altering changes, try incorporating micro habits, small, daily actions that are easy to do but powerful over time. One of the most effective micro habits is something you can do in just a minute: deep breathing. Studies show that slow, deep breaths stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, which helps calm your body's stress response. Try box breathing or the 4-7-8 method: inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. This can lower your heart rate and bring instant relief. Another habit to stress-proof your day is adding movement snacks. You don't need to spend hours in the gym to relieve stress. A study by the Journal of the American Heart Association found that breaking up long periods of sitting with short bursts of physical activity can reduce stress and improve cardiovascular health. Take a 5-minute walk after a meeting or stretch between tasks. Digital detox zones can also help. The American Psychological Association notes that constant connectivity and always being available are key stressors in modern life. Create tech-free areas in your home, like the dining room or bedroom. And try a phone curfew, putting your phone away an hour before bed. This helps you unwind and get better sleep, which in turn reduces stress. Finally, practice gratitude. Research from UC Berkeley shows that people who write down 3 things they're grateful for each day experience a significant reduction in stress and anxiety. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's wrong to what's right, and that simple mindset shift can change everything. By understanding how stress affects your health and implementing these strategies, you can take control of your well-being. Don't forget to subscribe for more insights on living a healthier and happier life.